Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. Now, have you been hearing the chatter about Social Security changes coming in 2026? Some folks are brushing it off. Others are flat out panicking. And honestly, both reactions might be missing the point. Because these changes could quietly reshape retirement planning for millions of Americans, whether you're months away from claiming or decades out. Let's break it down so you know exactly what's happening, why it's happening, and what you can do about it. Here's the short version. Social Security trustees have been warning for years that the program's trust funds are running low. And according to the latest 2025 trustees report, if Congress doesn't act, the combined trust funds could be depleted by 2033. That's 8 years from now. But before that even happens, the rules for calculating benefits are already shifting in 2026. And these aren't just tiny adjustments. We're talking about changes to earnings thresholds, cost of living formulas, and potentially even how early claiming penalties are structured. So how do we get here? Social Security is funded mainly by payroll taxes, those deductions you see on every paycheck. The problem is, as baby boomers retire and people live longer, the system's paying out more than it's taking in. In 1983, lawmakers on both sides, President Ronald Reagan and Speaker Tip O'Neill, made a bipartisan deal to shore things up. They raised the full retirement age gradually and adjusted the payroll tax. That bought us decades. But now, that cushion is gone. I spoke earlier with Dr. Alicia Munnell from the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College. She told me, quote, "The changes in 2026 may feel small, but they're part of a bigger trend. Benefits are slowly eroding if you don't plan." Representative John Larson, a Democrat from Connecticut, has been pushing the Social Security 2100 Act, which would boost benefits and raise payroll taxes on higher earners. On the other side, Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican from Louisiana, is floating ideas like creating an investment fund to grow returns, something Social Security doesn't currently do. Here's what's most likely to hit in 2026. COLA tweak. The cost of living adjustment may be tied more closely to the chain CPI index. That's economist speak for a measure that grows more slowly, meaning smaller annual increases. Earnings limit shift. If you claim benefits early and still work, you might be able to earn a bit more before losing part of your Social Security check. But the offset could get steeper once you cross the limit. Higher wage cap. Right now, payroll taxes apply to the first $168,600 of income. There's talk of raising that cap or removing it entirely for incomes over $400,000. Early claiming penalty review. The formulas that reduce your monthly check if you file before full retirement age could be revisited. Some proposals would make the penalty bite harder for those claiming before 65. Look, Democrats tend to focus on expanding benefits and raising revenue from high earners. Republicans often stress slowing the growth of benefits and finding ways to invest the trust funds for higher returns. Neither side wants to see across-the-board benefit cuts in 2033, but they disagree on how to fix it. And until they strike a deal, these rule tweaks in 2026 are basically pre-adjustments to slow the shortfall. Here's the big question. Do you think Congress will step in with a grand bargain before 2026? Or are we headed for a slow drip of smaller rule changes that chip away at benefits? One more thing before we wrap. This isn't just about retirees. The truth is, the 2026 changes are a glimpse into the future of retirement for Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. Think about it. For decades, the three-legged stool of retirement, Social Security, pensions, and personal savings was the model. But pensions have all but disappeared in the private sector. That means for younger workers, Social Security isn't the bonus it was for their parents. It's the foundation. I was talking with Teresa, an economist at the New School, and she put it bluntly. If you're under 50, the rules you retire under will almost certainly be different from the rules you're working under right now. That means every small tweak in 2026, every COLA adjustment, every earnings cap move is like a signal flare for where policy might be headed in the 2030s and 2040s. And if you're not watching these signals, you could be blindsided. The 2026 Trustees Report, due next spring, will give us fresh projections. A possible Social Security reform bill in late 2025 if budget negotiations heat up. inflation data for 2025 because that'll set the COLA for 2026. If you're within 5 years of retirement, this is the moment to double-check your claiming strategy. Waiting a year or two could make a bigger difference than you think. All right, that's your quick but thorough Social Security update for today. Don't just share this with someone close to retirement. Share with your kids, your coworkers, anyone who'll eventually collect benefits. Because the earlier you plan, the better your odds of keeping more of what you've earned. I'll be tracking every twist and turn on this story, so stay tuned. And as always, take care, plan smart, and I'll see you in the next update.